Hey, Gary. Nice to meet you, Robin. Look sharp.
Okay, guys, let's get back into this episode of Sisters. So, this is episode 10 and 11 review. 10 and 11 came on last week, Wednesday, so it was a 2 hour special, which was, I want to say it was pretty decent, guys. I did enjoy it somewhat. I mean, with some parts I was just like, come on now, Andy is really God, I'm like, this girl is pissing me off. The scene, the episode comes back from where they left off at, where Gary shows up at Andy's house and she gives him some clothes, and then Robin pops up. Now, when Robin gets there, Robin gives all the smoke. Robin is looking at Andy, people like, what the hell? Why are you believing this guy? I can't remember. That has to be a sign. He doesn't remember anybody but Andy. Come on now, guys. So then Andy, what I didn't understand was, why in the hell did Andy call um Hudson? Because what the hell? Andy, first off, you don't like him. He doesn't like you. What would make you call Hudson though? Now, granted, maybe it was just because that was the only way to get him to leave, but Andy is, I don't know if she wants Gary to think that she believes him, even though she doesn't. But that part hasn't come up yet. I'm waiting for her to really say to somebody, no, I know he's lying. I'm just trying to play along with the game, because there's no way Andy thinks that Gary can only remember her and nobody else. He can remember where she lives at. He can remember everything about her, their little secret handshake, but he can't remember anybody else. It's bullcrap. So I hope that the writers are taking it towards Andy trying to play him. Like, okay, you're going to play like you don't remember anything, so I'm going to play along with you. The outcome, I don't know what it will be for Andy. Hopefully it'll be in her favor. Um, we scoot over to the episode I mean the scene where with, I believe the next scene would be with Sabrina and Rich. Sabrina and Rich scenes are so slow motion. People, tell me if you agree with that. It's just, and all of this baby thing, and Sabrina wants to have a baby. I think it's too much babies in these episodes, and for them to be wanting to have children, and for Karen to have been pregnant for over how many seasons. We don't see any kids on the show, so I don't see them adding children to Sisters. I just don't. Let me know in the comments if you think that they will add some children to this whole thing, because you have Sabrina that wants a kid, you have Fatima that's pregnant, you have Karen that is supposed to deliver twins. Then you have Zach that's supposed to have Michael, but we never see him that much. I don't know. It's just all a mess. This whole chill kid thing, I don't know if it's just a storyline for, entertainment or something. I don't know. But it's not giving what they think it's supposed to give. So what I think, guys, is I think that Rich already knew that he couldn't have children. That's why he was so adamant about saying he didn't want children. Oh no, he made it seem like it's his choice why he didn't want to have children. But I'm feeling, people, that Rich actually always knew he couldn't have kids. He didn't want to lose Sabrina. So he came up with this whole story about, come on, let's go do it. Let's have kids. That whole loving her and storyline, so that she didn't go to Damani. Now, that was just to stop her, I believe. I believe Rich knew all along that he could not have children. So he kind of played Sabrina in that part. But let me know what y'all think. Do y'all think Rich could really have children? I think he do. I'm sorry, people. Do you guys think that Rich always knew that he couldn't have children? Because I think he knows that he can't. But he tried to stop Sabrina, and that was the only way to stop her, was to agree with the whole baby thing, having children thing. So that's my take on that. Then we scoot over to Danny. Danny and um, Danny and Tony scenes are exhausting at this point. Danny has to get it together. I don't know what they're trying to do with Danny on the show, but I hope they go into another direction. Tony, every 2 seconds, she's mad at Tony. I mean, it's just a mess. And people, Danny definitely did not have a heart attack. She had a panic attack. So the panic attack will probably lead to her saying that it's Tony that is making her the way she is because she likes to put the blame. But I do like Danny. I just want them to put her in another. I need her storyline to be a little bit different. And I so loved her with Preston, but I guess, we all know that Preston is over on the other side. And I actually like him on Zatima. So I think they should leave him there. So we run to that. We scoot over from there. We go to Karen's part. Now, this is people or episode 10. So I'm talking right now about episode 10. So it was 2 hours. So episode 10 is what I'm reviewing right now. I'll go into episode 11 afterwards because it was pretty short. It wasn't really much to episode 11. Now, they go to I'm sorry. They go back to, oh, people, I just got lost. They go back to, they go over to, if I'm not mistaken, Zach and Fatima, and they start talking about how things are going with Zach investigating, um, Hayden. So Hayden is Zach tells Fatima all of the information about, what he's heard from Hayden. So people, he did hear the part about basically Hayden and Tamara, messing around. So he did hear that part. It seemed like, if I'm not mistaken, people, that when we left from episode 9, I felt like he, I was hoping he did hear the part that Hayden said about Tamara and putting Gabby in the hospital. It seemed like he didn't hear it, but from what episode 10 is, and this scene is showing, is saying that he did hear it and he told Fatima. So now they're going to try to find a way to get that information to um, uh, Agent Rock, right? But the thing that it got me as well is also in episode 10, you have Jordan who's at the precinct because now Penelope is at the precinct being questioned. Jordan is there, and then they have this whole scene where the police officer is basically harassing, or I don't want to say harassing, well, maybe harassing him and saying little provoke things that's provoking him to get upset and saying things about Penelope and stuff like that. So that little scene right there, I was like, well, why do they have an officer saying all of that? But I don't know, people, the writers are just, and I don't know, they're kind of all over the place in these scenes sometimes. So we go to Penelope basically telling Agent Wright exactly what she remembers. So from that, people, again, I do not think that Penelope stabbed Gary. I don't think she did. But they leave from there. I could be wrong. We could wind up seeing a plot twist where we don't think it's Penelope, then later on down the line, it really was Penelope. So I don't know. They always have these plot twists towards the end of the season or the end of the season going into the next one. So I don't know what that is going to turn out to be. But then we hop over straight into episode 11, where we have Robin confessing his love for Andy. Andy kind of just blows it off. I'm like, Andy, you gave I don't know what the writers are doing here. She gave Gary so many chances, and she act like Jordan. I mean, I'm sorry. She acts like a Robin is saying something wrong, like she don't believe it, but you believe that Gary can't remember anybody but you. But you don't believe what Robin is saying. The writers is not making logical sense with this. Um, so now, people, what I believe is Robin really probably got in his feelings because of Andy rejecting him and not believing him. So when he went back to the firm, I believe he talks to the partners and he told them to keep her on an extended leave. Now, I could be wrong, people, but I believe that when Robin went into that office after Andy turned him down, he changed his mind about letting Andy come back. That's why she's not there. So he convinced the partners to say, you know what? She's might be in cahoots with Gary. So no, not now until he figure out what's really going on with her and Gary. So I'm assuming that he made that happen, right? Is he really in love with Andy? I believe that he is. But so then Andy gets to the job and she's, happy to be back. She runs into Fatima. They have a moment. They see Robin coming out of the office with the partners, and then Robin informs her that the partners want her to stay on extended leave until the case is done with. Now, Andy gets very upset with Robin, smacks him. I'm like, Andy, come on now. You put yourself in this position. You could have long time ago told everyone what was going on with Gary, but you chose not to the very end. So now you're mad at Robin because of what, though? Like, I'm confused why the writers have her so upset with Robin, but believing everything Gary says. Is it me, people? Do you think? Like, I don't know. So basically, I'm not even going to get into all the other parts because it really wasn't much to it. But well, I will get into the Karen and Fatima and Zach part because Karen's little old ways is starting to slip right back in there when she comes unannounced again to Zach and Fatima's house just to let him know about all the texting. And, I guess he was over, stepping his boundaries about not telling Karen to not breastfeed and stuff like that. So she could have called, but she came as she normally does. She came over to express what she felt. Now, at first, Fatima was understanding, but it looks like for the next episode, which is this week, Wednesday, she is not going to be so accepting of how Karen is coming at Zach. And then they run into Aaron, who does the most constantly. I'm sorry, but Aaron is doing the most, guys. Like, it's like he's trying to egg on Zach or make him act a certain kind of way. So maybe Karen could see he hasn't changed. I don't know. But that is pretty much it for my review on episodes, the 2 hour episode, which was 10 and 11. Next up, people, I will be putting up a review of Zatima's season 3B. I absolutely love Zatima. I think they're doing very good with though that storyline. I hope that it doesn't change and they don't get new writers over there. So stay tuned, guys, for my next review of Zatima's new season 3B episode 11 and 12. Like, share, and subscribe. Don't be afraid, guys, to leave your comment, so I can continue my reviews. Thank you, people. Have a blessed day and stay tuned for my next review.